Well, next on the programme, we're going to go live to the White House, where Donald Trump is speaking at the moment amid that anger at the decision by FIFA, under pressure from Donald Trump, to allow an American player to play in the match tonight against Belgium, despite having received a red card. Let's listen in to the president.
Best players, and they have to have their best. And if we win or we lose, it's fair. Otherwise, let's say we lost him and we lose the game. It would be a terrible thing. So I think they made a really brilliant decision. I think the referee's call was horrible. And nobody talks about that. They talk about the red card like it's fine. Nobody talks. The referee's decision to red card. I didn't know what the hell a red card was. When I found out, I said, you got to be kidding. This guy just hands up, okay, your best player is not going to play next week or in the next game. I said, wow, that's a lot of power. That's terrible. But then I looked at his past, and it wasn't so great. Okay.
Mr. President, are you going to talk to the Belgian Prime Minister before the game?
I didn't think of it, but I would. He's a good man. I will tell you this. The people in Belgium, if they win the game, they can be very proud. If they would win the game with a player missing, it would have been a different feeling. You can't do that. And I'm very glad. All I did was ask for a review. I didn't say, you have to do this. This man is a smart, tough man, Gianni Infantino. He's a smart, tough man. And his stock has gone through the roof because the job he's done has been great. And I feel we have to have all the best players on the field. You can't take the best players. Yeah, please.
On the Trump accounts, thank you. Liam Cosgrove with Zero Hedge. What is your plan to facilitate broad adoption of these? And you mentioned, the communist issue, particularly that crowd, to get them to participate in this.
Yeah.
Since I see Anthony Populano's here, and he's probably going to ask, is Bitcoin in any way going to be related to this in the future? Are there plans to put Bitcoin into Trump accounts?
Well, I've become a big crypto guy, only for one reason.
All right, well, let's dip out of those live comments that Donald Trump is making there from the White House. We were listening, though, because he was just talking about Folarin Balogun, the American striker, the American forward, who is to play against Belgium later on today, even though he received a red card in his last match. Donald Trump there saying, I did not tell FIFA what to do. All I did was ask for a review. This amid reporting he spoke to the head of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, 3 times on this issue. Let's bring in our sports reporter, Selina Sykes, on the programme. She's in Boston. She's been covering the World Cup for us. Selina, just give us your sense then of... help us situate what Donald Trump has just said in the wider context of this story. As a sports reporter, what stands out for you here? Is there any precedent for the kind of thing that Donald Trump appears to have manoeuvred here?
Well, he's just confirmed it himself, Nadia, that he is involved and that he did call up Gianni Infantino and ask for that review. Obviously, that decision was made by FIFA and Infantino, but this now has political implications for the world of sport and football that will be widely criticised and has already been widely criticised by a lot of people in the world of football. Belgium said already that they're absolutely astonished. For their part, they are trying to see what they can do. It's understood that CAS, the Court for Arbitration of Sport, is getting involved as Belgium are trying to mount an appeal over that decision. Just for some context, in the World Cup, at the World Cup, teams aren't supposed, they are not allowed to appeal red card decisions or yellow cards. This is supposed to protect the integrity of the referee's decision. Trump spoke about, obviously, his opinion that this wasn't a red card, but that really is regardless, because this now opens up the door to other teams saying, well, we also feel hard done by for that decision, XYZ, and we'd like to appeal it as well. Thomas Tuchel, the England manager, already spoke about this last night. England got a red card, and and he said, where is the line being drawn now? Can England also make an appeal if they feel hard done by? France also will have felt hard done by, having got a yellow card for Michael Olise for doing absolutely nothing on the pitch. So this opens up a lot of questions and really just raises a lot of questions about the integrity of the World Cup and the decisions being made here. Thibaut Courtois, the Belgian goalkeeper, is basically said now that Belgium are basically fighting for the integrity of football. He said that they're going to do their thing on the field. We deserve it with our football and we want to win. UEFA, which is the European governing body of football, they've come out and said that this is unprecedented, incomprehensible and unjustifiable. It says that it's interference that has crossed a red line there. Obviously, Trump having his opinion on this, but this now has massive political implications. Belgium's foreign minister has also come out and said that this was obviously before Trump's involvement has just been confirmed, that it would be a blatant violation of the most basic rules of football and sports. So this intervention creating a lot of uncertainty and questions now over the integrity of the decisions made at this World Cup, as many other teams will be feeling that they've been hard done by. Can now they appeal decisions that be made at this World Cup?
Yeah, and that's what's fascinating about this, Selina, is does this set a precedent, as you say, for whether it's France or England to challenge red cards themselves? Let's look ahead to the games that are coming up, specifically this game that is now going to be highly controversial, as you say, quite a political one, between the United States and Belgium. Do you think the fact that they are now having their striker Balogun back on the team will have a big impact on the Americans tonight?
It will, for sure, Nadia. He has been, Balogun, probably their most influential player at this World Cup. He's been their star. He's the top scorer for the US side. And it has to be said that when he got that red card, I was at an American sports bar at the time watching that game, and there were gasps all round because everybody knows what an important player he is for this side. And just a note in terms of preparation for the Belgians, well, this decision came around in the middle of the day yesterday. So the day before the match, this will have had huge implications on their preparations. They have been preparing for the last few days, thinking that they wouldn't be coming up against the American striker, and now they are. So for them, they're going to have to make last-minute adjustments in terms of their tactics and preparations. Even if Rudy Garcia, the Belgian manager, has maintained that this isn't the case, it will be the case. They will have been preparing for the fact that they wouldn't have been coming up against their top striker. Obviously, if you're American, you're very, very happy about this decision. But for any other neutral or all the other football fans who'll be watching this match later on, it's kind of now billed as a kind of Belgium representing the integrity of football and protecting that. And obviously, everyone as a neutral will be, in a way, a kind of against the US, which is a bit of a shame because it's the only host nation left in the competition. And there's just so many questions now surrounding this game and overshadowing the football itself, Nadia, which is a real shame.
Yeah, fascinating everything you've just had to say there about that match. It's something that I'll be watching closely myself, Selina. Before we let you go, another big match coming up later on today. Two favourites in the tournament, Spain, Portugal. Give us a sense of what we might see.
That's right. Well, a lot of excitement over this one. Obviously, a battle between two European powerhouses. It's being billed as a last dance, shall we say, for Cristiano Ronaldo with the Portuguese side. He's 41. This is probably going to be his last World Cup. And then he's obviously coming up against a Barcelona superstar, Lamine Yamal, who is in his first World Cup. He had a few injury concerns coming into this tournament regarding his hamstring. He hadn't featured massively for Spain in the group stages, but now he seems to be hitting back at his top form and will be probably starting from Spain from the very beginning for this obviously huge match between these two European giants. They faced each other at the Nations League final last year. That's the last time they came up against each other. It was actually Portugal who ended up winning on penalties, though it has to be said that it's La Roja who will be going into this match as the big favourites. They didn't hit top form during the group stages, but often World Cup winners are low-key at the beginning and tend to grow into the tournament, and that's definitely what we're seeing with the Spanish. They got that very comfortable 3-0 against Austria in their previous match. It's a similar thing for Portugal. They didn't dazzle in the group stages. They came in second place after getting draws against the Democratic Republic of Congo and Colombia after they booked their place against Spain in a very dramatic encounter against Croatia, which saw Croatia have a goal disallowed at the last minute. A bit of a controversial decision over that one, with new technology that's in the ball that deemed that a player had touched the ball in the run-up to that goal, which meant it was offside. Portugal obviously will be looking to Cristiano Ronaldo. His role at this World Cup has been much debate among football fans. Is he more of a hindrance than an advantage for the Portuguese? Martinez did take him off in that Croatia game at the end, which ended up being a decisive move from the manager, because it was Ramos who got the equaliser, who replaced Ronaldo for this one. It will be a tough ask for them. Spain have yet to concede a goal at this World Cup, but many football fans obviously expecting a real thriller between these two European giants.